Hola, ¿qué tal? Les doy la bienvenida a Interview. Me encuentro con la leyenda icónica Ute Lemper. A partir de ahora, por favor, activen ahí los subtítulos para que nos entiendan, sobre todo a mí. Así es que welcome Ute, welcome always, welcome again to Mexico.
Thank you. I'm so happy to come back to Mexico. It's been not that long, 2 years really.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm thanks to my good friend Oli Bagel, who has been inviting me to Mexico for 25 years. Here I come again.
Hola, 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 muy buen día. First of all, how are you? How do you feel now with these presentations, with these shows that you will have here in Mexico City?
Well, I'm at the moment, currently here in New York. I'm working on my new album, new music, all my own creations, my own songs. And I'm at the moment in a very creative phase of really just writing myself about my visions, my philosophy, my poetry, and really groovy music and very vibey music, much more orientated to a younger audience. And I know you are a YouTube guy, right? So you should definitely ask your audience to check it out on YouTube. My new album Time Traveler, with beautiful videos we have on YouTube to the song Time Traveler, In My Flame, At the Reservoir, and the newest one is Permanently Confused. All of these videos are on YouTube, and actually I see in the stats that the Mexicans are actually listening and watching that too. But of course there's a whole lifetime of musical theater and stories that I'm telling. And the root of it is the Berlin Cabaret. And so I'm coming to Mexico with my first formation of going out and telling a story about Weimar. Weimar was 100 years ago. La República de Weimar was 100 years ago in Berlin and in Germany. It was a most progresivo cultura, where the liberation of the mujeres, the women's movement, emancipation, breaking free from the old world, breaking all traditions, freedom of sexuality, homosexuality, freedom of political speech, press, and architecture and new aesthetics, fashion, all of this. It was a revolucionario. It was a revolution time. And it's a time that was so advanced that still today, it seems the subjects are contemporary. So it's always great to revive Berlin Cabaret. But then I show also Berlin Cabaret, the rise and the fall of Berlin Cabaret, because it only lasted 10 years. The Nazis destroyed the culture. Fascism took over, and it was the end of it. So the next chapter is the cabaret in the exile. What happened in those places where it couldn't be destroyed? The voices of freedom, the voices that want peace and justice and humanity are very important. And then we have, of course, the chapter of the Jewish songs written by the Jewish prisoners in the ghettos and concentration camps. And then, the Cold War started, and then my life started. So I continue taking you on my journey through this, and it's a journey through time that starts in Weimar and ends today, 100 years later, with also, my stories.
You had been
very, very important part in that story is my friendship to my Mexican presenter, Orly Bagel, who has taken me so many times to Mexico. And this friendship is a very symbolic friendship, is a very personal, but also a very symbolic friendship between two women of completely two different cultures and different heritage. She's the child of the Holocaust survivor. I'm a Cold War German, and we meet together in the universe of the music of the Jewish composers of Weimar, Kurt Weill, Friedrich Hollander. And this is how our friendship started, and it has grown over 25 years with many different aspects, and it's a very important story. This friendship stands for a friendship of the spirit too, of two people who have their different traumas, their different pain and hurt, and meeting together in search for humanity.
Orly, ha sido parte también de esto, de esta historia, de tener además esta visión siempre atenta para lo que puede ser algo atractivo, pero sobre todo de entretenimiento cultural, algo que pueda aportar al mundo de la cultura, de la música, del entretenimiento.
Es cierto, llevo 42 años como empresaria y justamente estoy ahora en el país donde empecé a ser promotora con Mercedes Sosa. Estoy en Israel, acabo de llegar ayer en la noche, pero mi encuentro con Ute ha sido no solamente un alimento dentro de la cultura. Yo le he tenido un respeto absoluto hace 25 años que conocí su carrera y que justamente como ella dice, somos de dos culturas muy diferentes, pero que nos encontramos en un punto humano muy importante, con una historia muy importante. Yo nunca podré agradecerle suficiente a esta gran artista y gran ser humano, y lo digo así porque estoy aprovechando ya que me metiste en la entrevista, no solamente la memoria que ella da a compositores tan importantes, de revivir época histórica tan importante y tanto para mí, también me toca en una parte personal porque soy hija de una sobreviviente del Holocausto, y Ute Lemper me llevó por primera vez a Alemania, un viaje maravilloso, que fuimos al campo de concentración de mi madre, y bueno, la historia es no solamente profesional, sino por supuesto personal, ¿no? Y bueno, gracias Ute Lemper por todo lo que has hecho y por traer tu arte a México, y bueno, espero que podamos seguir cultivando este tipo de música y de muchos artistas más que tú sabes que he llevado a México, ¿no?
Claro, claro, es la verdad de agradecerse que tengas esa visión, que nos hayas compartido y acercado a grandes figuras a través de estos 42 años de carrera, y que siempre sea ese el cometido, creo, ir más allá de la cultura, ir más allá del entretenimiento, ir más allá de un show por sí, sino
Totalmente.
que signifique algo más, una experiencia realmente vivencial, presencial, y que se nos queda siempre en la mente y en la memoria y en el corazón.
Realmente no podría agregar nada más de lo que tú has dicho, que es maravilloso, y es así.
Gracias, Orly.
Gracias.
Siempre. Ute, also you have been a part of the story, and the music take a point here. How do you take that music, that history, that career for a show?
I'm always interested in the actual red line of the story. That means the evolution, the breaking free, the composers that invent a new horizon, a new universe of music, the poets that write with a political awareness and search for a better world, a better society, justice, and all of that. And where did this journey lead, and how did they collaborate, the artists? So, you know, I feel that there is so much human experience and trauma, tragic, but also joy, hope, and anger and vision in this repertoire, that it's really fun to interpret, and it's very contemporary, I find. So I'll just take these songs and I bring them back to life, and I bring my life to it and my own struggles, and I know everyone in the audience is able to somehow feel the context, as your country had big historical issues too, and there's been you have your own music of liberation, and it's interesting to, you know, tell this, and it seems like history repeats itself, and it seems like we always need a new way of emancipation from old rules. We always, every day, we need to emancipate ourselves in a relationship, in our workplace, we women still need to emancipate ourselves, as we have still not the same rights as the man, and in the man's world out there in the working world, because we are mothers at the same time. And I feel like there's always a story that needs to be told. I don't like too much kind of romantic, light entertainment. I always love the dark side, and the music that touches the soul. And part of that is telling the truth. And the truth is never just beautiful.
Yeah. Because how do you decide the playlist, the songs that you can that you want to sing, the songs that you want to get part of the show?
Well, it's so funny you say playlist. That is such a word of Spotify and YouTube. It's not a playlist, because it's not song after song. One song tells a story and brings me to the next important event. It's like a storyline, it's like a play that goes from one to the next, and they're all connected. Every story needs its following story, and every story is only a consequence of the story that was told before, the song that was sung before. So it's a journey, it's a book that you're reading, and it's a movie that you're watching. It's a connected storyline. So I go from the rise of cabaret to the height of cabaret, to the fall of cabaret, to the destruction of cabaret, the cabaret in the exile. I go to music that was written in prison, in the gulag, in the concentration camp. And then I go through, I take over with my own life, living in Berlin, in the Cold War, in the separation, my own thoughts, my own ideas about the world that I live in, and my own time travel.
We are talking about that show. Estamos hablando acerca de este par de presentaciones que ofrecerá Ute Lemper, llamadas Noches Íntimas de Cabaret, 23 y 24 de septiembre de 2024 a las 8:30 de la noche en Lunario, para las cuales ya están a la venta los boletos. Así es que todos a Ticketmaster, precisamente a comprarlos, a apartar su lugar y ser parte de esta experiencia que, como decíamos hace rato, es una experiencia de estas que tenemos que vivir, que tenemos que sentir y que seguramente se van a quedar en nuestro corazón por mucho tiempo. Orly Weige produce junto con Oscar Carnicero y Late, la teatrería, y es un gran show, un par de shows, fantásticas noches que tenemos que vivir. Ute, also because that story, because that life, you are iconic. Now you are a legend. How do you live with this each and every single day?
I cook and I clean and I pick up dog like everybody else. No, I have a very normal life, as I'm a mother of 4 children. I am not anything special, but it is beautiful. I'm very proud and very grateful to the fact that I am able to carry a mission that is started a long time ago, more than 40 years ago, with my first evenings of Kurt Weill in the Cold War Germany, when it was divided, and I was telling the story of this Jewish composer to the people of my generation, and I wanted to tell it. And I felt like this is the most important thing I want to do. Talk about this exemplary man who was able to immigrate and kept composing, but had to go through the incredible changes of life to live in exile and continue somehow. It was also tragic at the same time. He died when he was 50. I think at the end of the day, he died because he was heartbroken, not just because of a heart attack. But so it was a mission that started a long time ago, and I'm continuing this to the day, and I want to continue it. I'm not done, a legend you think like has to be dead, but I'm still in the middle of my journey, and I have lots more things to say, things to say with my own music, with new creations, the Marlene Dietrich story that I tell, the songs and the autobiography I was writing, and hopefully it will be published in Spanish. and ideas that I have to really make this time travel. And it's a privilege to be older. I'm 60 years old. It's a privilege that I can still do what I did 40 years ago. And the world has changed dramatically, and I'm still protecting this genre of stage performance, song, transparency, the spirit, the soul, and the purity of it. So and I am really tremendously still enjoying telling story in music on stage.
Your life, your career, your decisions had inspired a lot of people. Do you live like this? How do you take it?
I think wonderful. When I first recorded in case, it was 1996. The album came out in English and in German worldwide. It was hugely popular. It was a renaissance of the Weimar music, and a lot of young cabaret artists all over the world used this music, this repertoire, to define themselves and their artistic performances. So it was like a very, very important, and when I first recorded 1987, 10 years before that with the Kurt Weill, it was played at all the universities, and young people said, oh my God, we didn't know that's the music of Weimar. So it really had, I was by chance the protagonist of the revival of the Weimar music, and it was a very big responsibility and privilege to be the one to do this. And yes, and I'm very happy that it has initiated a new wave of cabaret artists all over the world who sing these songs in every language.
Thank you very much for your time, Ute. It's an honor for me. Really, I will see you here in Mexico. Les recordamos a todos que Ute Lemper se va a presentar 23 y 24 de septiembre en el Lunario con este concepto llamado Noches íntimas de Cabaret, producidos por Orly Bagel, Oscar Carnicero y La Teatrería. Así es que ya están los boletos a la venta en Ticketmaster. Apúrense porque luego no van a caber y se les habrá estado diciendo y este es el momento, creo que con tiempo y anticipación. 23 y 24 de septiembre, Ute Lemper en el Lunario. It's a pleasure, Ute. See you here in Mexico. Welcome again.
So much.
Welcome always. Orly, muchas gracias. Gracias por lo que implica todo tu trabajo, toda tu labor para hacer posible, hacer realidad estos espectáculos, estas experiencias, lo que significa artistas de la talla de Ute Lemper.
No, muchas gracias a ti por esta gran entrevista, John, de verdad, y que sepan que el trabajo se hace con mucho amor y con mucho deseo de tocar el alma y el corazón de la gente también.
Y lo logras y lo has hecho durante muchos años, Orly.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Orly.
Thank you, Ute. Thank you very
Por favor, compartan este video, que lleguen muchas más personas que se enteren precisamente de este par de presentaciones históricas. 23 y 24 de septiembre, Ute Lemper, Noches íntimas de Cabaret en el Lunario. Así es que compártanlo con quien crean que pueden ir, con quien crean que le puede interesar, y será de verdad una gran experiencia. Muchas gracias y nos encontramos en la próxima. Hasta luego.
Chao, chao.
Thank you.
No te pierdas la mejor información de espectáculos y entretenimiento. Suscríbete a este canal, compártelo, déjame un like y tus comentarios.